Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching. This is Beatles month on Mr. B's Ukulele channel, and this week we are starting to look at Let It Be, which was published by the Beatles back in 1970. It's a great song, a really easy song to sing, but actually it can lull you into a false sense of security. So we're going to have a careful look at it. We're going to talk through the chords quickly and the strumming. Now I've labelled this as one of my easy level 2 pieces, so I'm assuming that people who are maybe looking at this might be still quite new to the instrument, so I will talk about those 4 chords that the piece is based on, and then we'll look at the strumming pattern, and then I'll talk you through the piece and the layout of the different choruses and verses, and a couple of extra features that you can be aware of and try and include as well. Okay, so let's start by having a look at those chords, and it's a really nice beginner piece to play because, as well as being slow, so you've got loads of time to figure everything out in your head as you go through the song. You've got 4 chords, C, G, A minor and F, so the whole thing is just using those chords on a loop, and really easy to start off with. So our C, third finger on the 3rd fret on the bottom string there, on the A string. Give me a C. Nice and easy to start on. And then we go to the G. That's all our 3 fingers like that. Have a look at the diagram on the screen if you're not sure about the G, or have a look at my G chord tutorial as well. 1st finger down there, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. Okay, 3 fingers like that for the G. Play G with me. And then we go to the A minor and then the F, and that's quite a nice transition to do in a minute. So for the A minor, we just lift our 2nd finger up there. So we're on the G to the A minor, really nice and easy. And then for the F, we just add our 1st finger down there. So it's G, A minor, F. So that's quite a nice transition to make. Give me an A minor with your 2nd finger at the top of the 2nd fret. Now add your 1st finger on the 1st fret on the E string, and there's the F. Now we're going to try a little chord transition practice there, and before we do that, let's have a look at the strumming pattern that we're going to use throughout the whole piece, and then we can try that chord pattern. So we're just going to do a simple down, down, up for this, really nice and easy, just down, down, up. Okay, joining on a C. Change to the G, and the A minor, and the F. Let's do that one more time, back to the C, and the G, and the A minor, okay, and just remember, when you're on the G, you go into the A minor, you just lifting that 2nd finger up and taking the other 2 off, and then keep that finger there for the F and just add that 1st finger. So A minor, F. Really nice, easy transition there. Okay, so that's the chords and the strumming that we've looked at already. Okay, let's look at the layout of the piece, and then I'll talk you through a couple of little extra things to look out for. So, very simple, 3 verses, 3 choruses. The main difference is that each chorus is just subtly different, and if you have a look on the page, the sheet music that I've prepared for this, you'll see the chorus is in yellow, or the chords are in yellow, to give you a bit of visual reference there, and on the end of the 1st verse I'll write out the chorus in full. But then at the end of the 2nd and 3rd verse, I only write the beginning of it and then dot, dot, dot. So you have to sort of link back to the left-hand side of the page and see the rest of the chords there. But each subsequent verse is slightly different. So the 2nd verse goes to there will be an answer, let it be, and then whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And that's the same as the 3rd verse. So it's not speaking words of wisdom, let it be, like it was in the 1st verse. So you just got to be aware of those slight changes to each chorus and don't get caught out. I kept getting that mixed up when I was practicing this one, kept just automatically going into speaking words of wisdom, let it be, and just remember to follow the music and the words and put in those changes there as the Beatles originally did. Although at the end of the day it's your cover, so you can do whatever you like, but if we are wanting to stick to trying to cover what they originally did, that's the way it needs to be. Okay, in a minute I'm going to give you a demonstration of the first verse and chorus with the introduction as well. Just going to draw your attention to a couple of aspects of the song first of all. So first of all, let's talk about the pitching that we're going to sing the song. This is one of those that sounds lovely, it sounds really simple, but actually as a male singer, trying to sing as high as the Beatles do is quite a challenge. And so you have to put some of it down the octave, well, you might well have to, depending on your voice range. And you can either put all of it down the octave or some of it down the octave, or if you've got a high pitched voice or if you're a female singer, you can sing the whole thing up the octave and that will sound really nice. But it can all sound good, but you just got to choose which pitch you're going to go in. So the original song should be, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. And then speaking words of wisdom, let it be, goes higher. So it's a really high pitched song. So if you're a female singer or you've got a really high, naturally high voice, you can go for that. As you can see, I'm just about to do the first line of that and then I start to struggle. So what I do as a sort of middle compromise and second option, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. It's maybe not the most subtle pitch drop, but it's one I need to do to really sing the rest of the verse comfortably. So there's that sort of halfway house there. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. And then I can do the speaking words of wisdom, let it be, nice and comfortably at that pitch. However, if even that is too high for you, you can sing the whole thing down the octave. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Just sing the whole thing low. If you do that, I would suggest you play the ukulele softer, so that because the lower singing, the lower pitch won't carry quite as piercingly as the higher singing. So you just play a little bit quieter to allow your singing to come across. Right, so that's the pitch, and the verses all repeat themselves in the same pitch pattern and the same melody, except the third verse where there's a slight variation. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Just goes high there, right at the end. Shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Shine on till tomorrow. Just goes a bit high there at the end. If you have a listen to the original Beatles track, you'll get a good feel for how you can sing it. And as I said, it's only a cover, so you can sing it any way you want to, but that tries to replicate how they originally did it. Okay, the only other thing I want to look at is the instrumentation, how we're actually strumming. Because if you listen to Let It Be, it's a lovely song, but it's a very simple song to sing. But then there's a lot in the original Beatles release with the guitars and the bass and the drums, a lot going on with the instrumentation, which gives it a good feel, a good bassline feel underneath the singing. Yet obviously we're just using our ukulele, which makes it a bit thinner on the instrumental side. Now, in the sing-along, I'm going to add a tambourine, just for a bit of fun. And you could do that maybe with your foot, or just pop it on your leg and sort of tap your leg along. That's a good way of getting a tambourine involved. Just literally tie one to your leg and tap along with your foot, and you've got a nice little bass line there going as well. Another thing we can do is a bit of a down flick on the instrument. A little bit like in some of our songs we do a strum tap like that. We haven't got time to do that in this piece, but we can do a down flick as we strum down. So I'm going to do down, down, and I'm flicking on as I go off the bottom string. As I come off the A string, I'm carrying on down and I'm flicking onto the wood, sometimes more effectively than others, onto the wood, and we get a nice sort of bit of a drum beat, bit of a back drum beat there. It just gives the instrumental part a little bit more depth to it if you want to do that. You don't have to, but it's an option you can include. Also, make sure your up strum is nice and strong, so that you don't just get a very simple down, 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 down. If you're not careful and you're a bit lazy on that up strum, it just becomes a very slow and rather monotonous down, 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 down. So make sure you've got a nice secure up strum in between. Now the only trick about having a strong up strum is it means you've got to wait until the end of the up strum until you change chord, because otherwise you get this effect. And what you'll notice there is I was effectively changing chord on the up strum. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you wait till after the up strum. So you've got to be quicker with your chord changes. So if you're struggling with that, you could take out the up strum. But if you can do that, give it a nice strong up strum, it does suit the piece much more. Okay, let's finish with that demonstration. I'm going to do the introduction, verse 1, and the chorus. Okay, here we go. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Okay, hope you have fun with that one. Do enjoy. Thank you.